Hope you guys are ready for another episode of Double D's in your face. That's right.
And welcome back to another episode of Toxic Masculinity. This time we're without the services of the Predator, Mr. Frye. He's a little underneath the weather. But anyway, we are here with Tony Martinez, and he typically is behind the screen, but he is stepping up to the plate there, and just so we can keep things moving forward, because as they say in show business, the show must go on.
Must move forward. And
yeah.
Don will be all right. He's warrior.
He's too mean. He's just too mean. So yeah, he'll be okay.
Yep. So today we're just gonna have some fun with I guess even with 1D in your face.
Well, an amputee. All right. Yes.
Yep.
It just gets a little bit more love, and that's all.
Yep. So here we got a bunch of questions, and we'll go over some just some things going on in the world, and have some fun. Shoot the shit.
Well, there's a lot of stupidity in this world. I don't know if we got that much time there to conquer all the stupidity, but oh yeah.
Did you hear about what was it? I think it's like now up to 53 immigrants that were found in that 18-wheeler in San Antonio?
Yeah, basically, yeah, I heard about that. It was like they were inside some type of was that a container?
Yeah, I think it was like a big
box truck,
like a truck, and then I don't know if it broke down or what happened, but they found it. It was people. There's over, I think they said over, I don't even, maybe 60 some people in there.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. You would think that after the first one or two simply succumbed, that the rest of them would be, maybe starting to rally to try to get out of the thing. Why wait for that many more to pass before,
Well, I guess they couldn't get out. I don't know. And then I guess the driver tried to hide like he was one of the victims, I guess, and blend in with the crowd, and said that he wasn't the one that had anything to do with it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, again, but to me, it's like that travesty like that basically occurred because being the United States, doesn't have proper protocol set up in the first place. They don't have things set up at the border. There's a proper way of doing things, and there's an improper way of doing things. And right now, I mean, underneath the leadership of Donald Trump, we had a border that was controlled. People can come and go, business was being conducted, people could come in, but there was accountability to things. You simply weren't just opened up the floodgates. Like, what's that current guy's name that's in office? I keep thinking I hear all these chants of let's go.
Was it Brandon or something?
Brandon, I think it's Mike.
Brandon.
I think his name was Biden at one time, but I think it's Brandon now that's in office. And it's just, it's sad. But it's sad on a lot of different levels. It's
almost as sad as him trying to ride a bike.
Yeah, well, but okay. The sad part is the fact that no one is talking to this man to let him know, hey, you are an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment to yourself. You're an embarrassment to our country. You're letting America down. You're letting Americans down. There are so many things that I just don't know if he has lived in this ivory tower for so long, he just doesn't care, or if he's just that so far out of touch, or if he's just that corrupt, or is it a combination of all of the above?
Yep, all of the above. That's one I'll go with.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. They look at us. Like we're peasants. Like they still try to live. They might as well call themselves kings and queens and look at us like we're nothing in their eyes, anyways. They just don't call it that. They want to start a revolution.
Yeah. Well, I think I regaled the story once before. I think it's still befitting here right now. This was actually a number of years back. I happened to be taking a tour through Washington, D.C. So I was going through the different house this and that. And it was a nice tour. And I actually think that every American really should take a tour of this. They should go back and they should see Arlington Cemetery. They should see the changing of the guard of the tomb of the unknown soldier. They should go and see the monuments to Korea, to these various wars. But again, just to be out in Arlington Cemetery and to see the uniformity of all of these white crosses where someone is buried, but you in any direction, how in line, how trim and proper, just exactly how you would think that our military should be, really propped and things of that nature. But then you see the solemn occasion of this changing of the guard of the unnamed soldier, so it's almost like you're in the library, how quiet it is, how patriotic it is. And it's very a great deal of pride that goes into what's being done. But then when you walk over to these various monuments and you see all these names that are engraved on these big slabs of rock, and with one stroke of a hand across the space of this marble, you just ran your hand over, probably a couple hundred or more names that they died for us to have our rights, our freedoms. They fought a war for us to where I think I wish these people could come back and haunt Washington, D.C., haunt these so-called leadership. Well, I just always refer to as lack of leadership because we don't really have too much lack of leadership. We don't have true leadership, but then also we don't have accountability for when leadership goes rogue or goes wrong or does something bad. They're not held to the same type of standards as you or I.
Nope.
They're not incarcerated. They're not fined financially. All of the above should happen to them because it was underneath your watch, your actions. You're the one that prompted this action to take place. And look what happened to our country.
Well, just recently, what our leader Brandon just wired his son like $10,000, and he got a freaking Russian escort with it, and he's posting it into social media.
Was Hunter feel a little lonely, so Daddy thought he should throw him a little bit of love?
He needed a few bucks to get a friend for the nights. And it's all. But I guess you could look at this on social media where he's talking to her. I was like, I didn't hurt you in any way, right? You know that. And she's like, but he's talking about, I gave you $10,000, and you're just like, yeah, okay, that's great. There you go. There's our money being spent well.
Yep. Yeah. Well, again, that's where more Americans need to get mad, and they need to start calling their local representatives. They need to call their state representatives. They need to start calling some people and let people know that, hey, we're not too happy. The continuation of my story was as I took this great tour. At the end, the tour guide was like, "Are there any questions?" And nobody else had any questions. I raised my hand. He's like, "Yes." I go. How do I fire my government? And he's like, "Ha. Well, funny." I go, "No, I know." I go,
great question.
I go. How I view this is that my tax dollars, all these taxes I pay are my property taxes, my food taxes, my gasoline tax, all these taxes pay for all the various government officials, whether that's my governor or state representative or president, the whole shit and caboodle. I have to say that word because it's the biggest case of the drizzle shits as I ever. It's
that's a good one.
Horrible. It's the drizzle shits. There's no pride in our leadership. It's the most biggest embarrassment in the world. It's kind of like, I almost want to tell people I'm from Canada, but then you got Trudeau up there, and I'm thinking, well, shoot,
what's
I'm just
better?
jumping from a dumbass here over to someone who's related to Fidel Castro here right now, who's nothing more than a dictatorship.
think it was
So,
South Park that says you're gonna vote for what, a douchebag or a turd sandwich. It's like, yeah, those are great choices.
yep. Well, again, it's kind of going. It's well, again, some people will be mad, like, oh, what are you got against this guy? What do you go against that? I go, everything.
Yeah,
Look what was happening underneath.
what
Okay,
has he
if
done
he's
great
supposed to be
for us?
provide this leadership, where is the leadership? Where is this guy most of the time? Where is he hiding underneath his bed? Or the guy can't even read a teleprompter.
Nope. And that's all he is a pawn. Just, I mean,
Yeah. Well, again, just for the other people to manipulate him, and I I hope the guy understands. Sure, you're making some money here. They're paying you off to do their dirty work, but you will go down in history as the absolute worst. The worst there is.
in Alabama, there was a tie for the Republican race, and so I guess they're talking about. I don't know if they're talking about breaking it by
A
doing
tie between two Republicans, or just
two Republicans,
okay.
the Democrat.
Okay.
No one ran. I mean, they already got their spot, of course. And anyways, so they're talking about already saying there's controversy that somebody may have put a few ballots in to get the tie, and now they're saying they're going to break it by a thing called a lot, I believe, in which could be a few different things. They're saying as crazy as people putting a name like this is winner into a hat, and someone keeps pulling until they get the winner, or I mean, roll the dice. They're talking like rock paper scissors, like this is how they're going to decide who's going to win this.
Oh wow, that's
good old Alabama.
Precious.
Yeah, that's interesting. Right?
Precious.
Gotta love that.
Nope, it's almost sad to even discuss. But then at the same token, what are the Republicans really doing? Yeah. What are they really doing to pursue things? I mean, if the Democrats were going to attack Trump and say he's not cognitively fit to serve office, that was one thing that they did go off and attack Trump on, and Trump had to take some tests. Yep. Why is it the same thing happening here to Biden?
Yeah. Because he'd fail them all.
Yep.
So
no, again, there's a lot of things wrong. It's almost I can't have those sharp objects next to me right now. I want to be commit Harry Carey here right now just because of the stupidity that
it's insane.
I mean, we will endure, but a lot of other people they're going to ride along with the system for so long, and then they'll finally realize, hey, this was not such a good deal. All this free money, it was good in the beginning, but we didn't realize that we were going to have to pay things back. We didn't realize that our gas was going to go high. We didn't realize food is going to go high. We didn't realize all these different shortages. I mean, we're going from baby formula to tampons to gas shortages to
there's no airlines getting shut down.
Oh, flights being canceled left and right because again we still have lingering things from COVID.
Yep.
And I don't even know where we're even at still in the COVID.
Don't you mean the China virus, right? I mean the China.
No, it's monkeypox. Monkeypox. Yeah, we got monkeypox.
But only if you have gay sex, It's like, well, what is gay sex? I mean, obviously, it's like that's again, only gay sex.
Are we talking about gay sex because it's National Pride Month? What is it? The LGB. What's their initials?
XYZ. I don't know everything.
I know.
They still the alphabet, the rainbow. What else do you guys want?
Who said they get to have the rainbow? I mean, the rainbow used to show something promising. They don't get the rainbow. I say I didn't get to vote on that. I say no. They don't get the rainbow.
No. Nope. It's insane. Good old the direction of the world. But here on a happy note, we got from a fan here from one of our subscribers. Music Calgary says, Dan, I like Dan's humor. It's nice to see him living happy.
Well, no, I live a very charmed life in so many different ways. But it's not because I won the lotto. It's not because I won a couple of UFCs. Not because I worked for the WWF at one point in time for a limited number of dates. I mean, it literally just but my life has been a a process of working hard, setting some goals, and achieving those goals. That's really all what it boils down to. But even then, before then, even when I was in college there, Tony, I saved money. I saved money in college. I invested while I was in college.
Yep.
And literally, by the time I was out of college, I ended up buying my very first home. Actually, while I was in college, I borrowed some money from my father and paid it back just a couple years later. So again, just a whole different mindset.
Thank you for watching another episode of Double D's in your face. You better like, subscribe, and share, or I'm going to come to your house.